T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
Suffolk Division III football underneath the Friday Night Lights. T&D Sports Video Productions brings the Orlin Cohen Game of the Week from the land of the Kingsmen as Kings Park welcomes in the Westhampton Hurricanes. Welcome in, everybody. He's former JFK Belmore head coach Nick Martone. I'm Jim Furchwin. Nick, a big game in store today. Westhampton, Kings Park, two great offenses, but Westhampton, they can really light it up offensively.
Yeah, they have a lot of weapons in on this offense, and a lot of guys that are going to try to get out in the space, a lot of guys that have found the end zone at this point. So we expect to see an explosive offense on that side.
Here's the Westhampton roster. A lot of kids for the Hurricanes, but one in particular looking at the wide receiver and defensive back. Guy who can haul a lot of balls, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is a real talent. They're going to do everything they can to get him into space. Get his hands on the football. He had a big year last year. Looking to continue that. Has a number of touchdowns this season as well.
And then you look at Kings Park, their roster. They came off a big win against East Hampton last week, over 30 points, and Kyle Weeks really lit it up. 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 through the air, even had a pick. He's got 5 interceptions on the season, and he is our spotlight player for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, Kevin's been a real special talent for this Kings Park offense. He's accounted for about 36% of the offensive scores, and really bright quarterback, really good athlete.
Close game coming ahead in the matter of moments. The weather a little gloomy. Kings Park, they love to play in these conditions, but let's see if it will hold up.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like everything's right for some exciting Friday night football.
Orlin Cohen Game of the Week coming up next here from Kings Park.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Is going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside! Inside the 15. Straight up the teeth on the reverse. O'Toole at the 20. O'Toole is going to score! They flush him out of the pocket. He takes off. Looking for the left sideline. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Kings Park! Heaves it deep. What a catch that time! From the 35-yard line, Weeks to put it up right away. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Kings Park! John Cliff, in by Cliff.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports.
performing the national anthem. Nick Martone, Jim Furchulin here. Orlin Cohen game of the week coming up next. And so far, looking to see what's in store. Kings Park won the toss. They deferred. And now, Nick, what are you expecting to see Kings Park play on defense to start off this game?
I think it's, early in the game, both sides trying to test the other, throw a bunch of different formations at the defense, see how Kings Park adjusts, see what kind of coverage you're going to get downfield, man versus zone. So you start out kind of like that, that prize fight, those first few jabs, and see how the defense or the offense responds.
And both kickers in this game, they had a foot and a half. You might not see many kick returns in this one. A lot of touchbacks to be expected.
Yeah, a couple of really talented kickers. Bunch of touchbacks this year by both. Westhampton actually has a couple of different kickers that they've been using for field goals versus extra points and kickoffs.
So we'll see Alex Squilashody kick off for Kings Park. You had Coach's brother not too long ago.
Yeah, they've had on this roster right now, a lot of younger brothers of, past players. It's really family-oriented program.
And the kickoff is away, and it is a boomer down to the 2. It's off the hands of Schaefer, the other kicker, and he gets a positive return, a flag on the field. And he gets back to the 20. Kick returner and kicker for Brady Schaefer.
Yeah, some of these guys, in these rosters, they do it all. Special teams, on average, sometimes works out to be about 1 out of every 5 plays. So, these two coaches have said they spend a lot of time really focused on it because it can certainly turn a game.
We wait to see the call. Big block in the back on the Kingsmen, so this will push the ball back. Let's see who possibly was on here. Right there. Look at that call that on Aiden Aracete, Jr. So they'll push this ball backwards inside the 10, it appears. So not exactly what Coach Schomlaffel expected to start off this game.
No, definitely not. And we certainly expect to see 2 very similar offenses here. It's going to come down to who executes the best.
So we'll see William Gambino, All-County, All-State last year. Schomlaffel likes to fling it down the field, though. Wild snap, close to the end zone. Where are they going to rule this? And they're going to call this a safety. Second play of the game. And the first from scrimmage. 2 points on the board.
Real tough way for Westhampton to start here. Pin deep. You can see a mishandle of the snap. Looks like he might have just taken his eyes off, and quarterback decides to move back towards the end zone on his own, and that's why the safety call happens.
Aaron Shapiro had a good week last week and comes up clutch to start off this one on defense with a sack and a safety for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, not a bad formula, right? You defer the opening kick, you kick it deep, you get that penalty, and you now score points on defense, and now they're kicking it off to you again.
There was a borderline call. It appeared that it looked like his knee was just shy of the goal line. If we can check this out one more time, thanks to our incredible staff here at T&D Sports.
You see that snap just goes a little bit wide to his right.
I think that's a fair call. Now, if you're Mark O'Brien, you can't be any more pleased with how this game starts. You're going to get the ball at the half,
right,
and you're already having the lead.
Yep, and you're going to like your field position here. The advantage for Westhampton is they do have a very strong-footed kicker, like you said earlier. So we expect this ball to maybe end up inside the 30, but you should end up with pretty good field position.
And Schaefer was the one who tried to return it off the kick from Squilashody, and then that backfired. Waiting to return over the head of Flynn, and this could go into the end zone. No, Flynn's going to take it at the 4. Gets a cut, and it'll go out of bounds, and he's tackled by the kicker, Schaefer.
That is some kick to pin Kings Park inside the 15-yard line on a safety kickoff. Really impressive there to try to at least maintain now, a little bit of confidence in this defense to pin Kings Park deep in their own end.
And the last couple of losses, the only 2 losses for Westhampton, they've been really close games. They did come off a big win, a 21-point victory last week against Hauppauge, but that Sayville game, that was a barn burner, coming down to a 1-point loss.
Yeah, the other loss was East Islip, and that was a 3-point loss. So they're real used to those tight games.
And Coach Umlaufel, he wants nothing more to play those teams again. Screen pass out to the right side, and it's intended for Grable, who had a big game last week. He gets a short gain of about 4 yards.
Kyle Weeks finds Kevin Grable on the sideline.
Had a touchdown to open up the game on the first drive last week against the Bonnickers of East Hampton. And even, we talked on the phone, Coach O'Brien said that diving catch in the end zone, one of the best catches he's ever seen in his 30-year career with the Kingsmen.
It's impressive to hear that from him, absolutely.
Be 2nd and 6 around the outside. Flynn gets another 4 yards. So 4 on the ground and 4 receiving for number 20 in red.
Yeah, certainly the run game is going to key on Flynn. Not a bad job up front on that first level, but just holding on to those blocks to try to give him the corner. If they stay on those blocks and really drive, he might have something up the sideline.
So 3rd and 2. Let's see what Coach O'Brien wants to draw up here to possibly move the chains. They need to get to the 24. They're at the 22. Weeks will keep it himself, and he is going to lose yards. Riley Miller explodes in the backfield for a loss of 3, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, forcing, it looks like Kings Park to punt here. That's a big stop by Westhampton to kind of quiet the game down after definitely a little bit too of an eventful start.
Riley Miller also the backup quarterback in case anything happens to Gambino. 6 foot, 190 pounds.
It's like Westhampton might be coming after this kick.
And Weeks will punt this off. It's a low punt, just gets it off in time. And it goes off a Kingsman. It's off of Marino, and then it did touch a Hurricane. Who's going to get the football? So the first touch, it did go off Kings Park. Westhampton will get the ball in Kings Park territory, so a makeup for the mistake they had on their first drive, on their first possession. Because they didn't have the ball for more than 2 plays.
Yeah, really fortunate to get that kick off. Westhampton coming after it, doesn't handle the snap very well. Fortunate that that kick comes out of the pile at all. And Westhampton here in business on the Kings Park end of the field.
Yeah, right now, if you're just tuning in, Nick Martel and Jim Furchland, already 2-0 Kings Park, thanks to an Aaron Shapiro sack and safety on William Gambino in the first play from scrimmage. And now you have Westhampton that's trying to drive with their offense of what they've done all season long on the road. However, Kings Park is undefeated on their home turf this season.
Yeah, tough place for teams to come in and play. Certainly they like the environment they've created here.
Wins at Eastport South Manor, Amityville, and East Hampton. Gambino will hand it off to Michalowski, and he will push forward ahead of the 35 to the 33, a pickup of 7 for the senior running back.
Yeah, Michalowski, super impressive. You could see what kind of wheels he has here. Really quick start, really good motor at this point of the season. He's got about 13 touchdowns. He accounts for close to about 40% of this offense.
This will be 2nd and 5. Play action. Gambino will fling it to the end zone. Great pass and a touchdown into the hands of Heath Sumwalt, the slot receiver, from 34 yards. And Westhampton takes the lead 6-2.
Really impressive here as far as the touch goes for Westhampton. Really just kind of, as we put it, dropping it in the bucket into the end zone, getting enough space behind the D-back and finding his way in.
Right at the drive from Westhampton, they only had one play on their first play from scrimmage, and it only takes 2 plays for them to put one in the end zone. Go figure. Here's Michael LaRusso for the PAT. Senior 6'1", 175. Kicks up. And good. 7-2 Westhampton.
Westhampton extra point is good.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Valvo behind Zulo. Zulo looking for room. Takes off with it. Near in the right sideline. He's down to the 20, the 15. He's still going. He's in for the touchdown. Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown.
Heath Sumwald's 6th touchdown of this season after that 34-yard strike from William Gambino. Only 2 plays it takes for them to put in 6 and then tack on the extra point from Mike LaRusso. And from what it looks right now, Nick, it looks like this weather is really looking to subside after what we encountered earlier today.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen about 6 weekends in a row of intense rainfall, so hoping maybe we could break that pattern.
I don't want to be too much there. I think this is the 7th in a row now.
This could be 7, yep.
As a touchback all the way towards the back of the eye in the end zone. And Kings Park will work from their own 20.
Schaefer's kickoff goes into the end zone.
So back here in the broadcast booth, Nick Martone, Jim Furchland, Kings Park looking to get their offense going after going a 3-and-out. Riley Miller coming through to get the stop on 3rd and short. And now Kings Park, they need to work again on their second drive from scrimmage.
Yeah, it's week 7. You want to get back to what's been working for you all season, right? So spreading the ball around, advancing the ball forward, getting out of your own end, sustaining a drive.
So Flynn lines up as the tailback. Grable lined up on the end. 2 wide receivers to the right. Mayung goes in motion. And Weeks will keep it himself out to the right. He's got a gain of about 5 or 6. And he's brought down by Aiden McDermott. Vital linebacker for Coach Shumlawful.
Yeah, we've seen this play run a number of times out of the Kings Park offense, kind of with that full house, adding to it the motion, that whole backfield getting out in front, getting as many helmets out in front, and Weeks getting a big gain on first down. It's definitely a good formula for this offense.
7 yards on the ground on that play. 2nd and 3 from their own 27. Weeks will throw. He's looking for Mayung, and he's blasted right back at the line of scrimmage from our spotlight player, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Smith doing an excellent job here, sniffing out this play, getting his eyes on the quarterback, and really closing in on this ball fast and laying out a pretty big hit there.
And completely clean.
Yeah, 100%. Textbook.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to show how to make a correct tackle, a good tackle, that is exactly what Kevin Smith orchestrated. 3rd and 3 from the 27. 4 wide receivers out. Flynn, the tailback, in the shotgun. Mayung goes in motion out to the right. And they'll slide it inside. This time, they'll find Grable for his 2nd catch. And he moves the chains, a pickup of 13.
First down.
Nice little combo route here with the 2 receivers to the short side. You see they motion into what's a wheel route, trying to get Westhampton to release. They do. They find Grable underneath for a big gain and a first down.
And Miller had to guard 2 guys on the outside, and he chose 1, and it just happened to work in a Weeks' benefit. First down from the 39. And it's a fake option. Miller in the backfield again. And he's also assisted by Andrew Metch, one of the captains for this offensive and defensive line. Weeks a little shaken up.
Yeah, really good penetration by this front, really getting off the ball, initiating contact, shedding blocks, and not much room for Weeks to go.
2nd and 9 from the 40. And Coach Mark O'Brien been here 29 years with the program. Some call him Mr. Kings Park. Weeks will fake it to Flynn, and he goes nowhere. Connor Rogers, tackle for loss.
Yeah, high tackle up here, up around the shoulder pads, up around the neck here for Weeks. Like to see that he just kind of bounced up and got back up and ready to go. Reads this, decides to call his own number. No room for him to run on that defensive right side.
Close to a face mask. And Westhampton, when we talked to Coach Sean Loeffler, a 60-40 pass to run. Then with Coach O'Brien, they're a 70-30 overall with an advantage to the run. Weeks is going to have to throw across the middle. No one there looking for Mayung, and Amademo was in coverage for the Hurricanes. Likely another 3-and-out coming.
Weeks throwing this ball much earlier than he wanted to. You see Westhampton in the backfield, didn't really have a chance for those routes to develop downfield to create the space he was looking for.
Should mention, Kings Park, they played 3 home games. They're 3-0. They have outscored their opponents 126-12 in those 3 games. Weeks, boomer. And that will be retrieved by Smith at the 30. Takes about 5 Kingsmen to take him down. He's still on his feet. And he finally gets taken down by Shapiro.
Yeah, pretty decent kick here. Anytime you make the return or take steps backwards, you're in good shape. We'd just like to see that punt team close a little bit faster, really wrap that up, run your feet, and get him moving backwards.
So Westhampton has the advantage. Kings Park needs to stop. Coach Sean Loeffler played 1 year at Wagner and then transferred his final 3 years at Salisbury College. Great line up the middle. Michalowski's got some speed down the right sideline, and he's into Kings Park territory at the 35.
Yeah, really good explosion here. Michalowski, again, the offense trying to put the ball in his hands as much as he can. Gets that pull from the left side, just follows it, gets back out to the sideline. If he has too much room over there, he can certainly do damage.
Pickup of 29 yards on that run. He'll give it back to Michalowski. And he's taken down for a short gain. Nick Pagliata on the tackle.
Yeah, a little bit of a dance here in the backfield. Real patient runner. You can see it on this particular play as they bring him across. Sees that, unfortunately, his offensive line is a little bit backed up, has a little bit of patience, bounces it out, and makes a positive yard or so on a play that didn't look like it was going to amount to much.
Last time that these two teams played each other was back in 2021, and Kings Park won that one. Michalowski gets a positive gain. He'll move the sticks, and he's pushed out inside the 30.
Yeah, again, we see this patience he has now on the outside reading these stalk blocks, and you can see he almost sets up the block himself, where Westhampton doesn't really have to do much, just kind of has to be in the way and bounces it back out.
Just shy of the sticks, ball being marked at the 30. It's 3rd and 1 for the Hurricanes. Eagle eye formation, handoff, Michalowski straight up the gut, and he's inside the red zone at the 16. Shapiro stopped it from possibly scoring, a pickup of 14 for Nolan.
Yeah, we could see here, obviously, what the rhythm of this offense is going to be, and they're going to proceed here with Michalowski. And again, there's a huge gap up front. Westhampton doing a good job getting into that defensive line.
Back up the middle, play action. It's actually a handoff back to Michalowski. He gets to the 10. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The running game has been working for Westhampton, but he's somewhat the reason why they're up early.
Yeah, and we've talked to a lot of coaches over the last few weeks, and I think most coaches are running the ball a lot more than they thought they were going to. The weather has played a role in some of that.
So Michalowski would get a break. Now they put in Schaefer as the backup running back, and Schaefer tries to escape, and he does break a couple of tackles, goes to the outside. Brody Schaefer will score. All that work for a 10-yard rush, and scampers onto the right side of the end zone to make it 13-2 Westhampton.
Schaefer breaks a couple tackles.
This is truly an individual effort. Yes, there's a lot of blocks up front, but the play designed to go left. You can see Kings Park has this sniffed out and stopped. They just can't wrap it and finish it up. And you can see Schaefer works his way all the way back to the right side and finds his way into the end zone.
So Schaefer, his counterpart, will take care of the PAT. Almost on the wide side, from the weak side. Coming for the block was Dean Renna, but unsuccessful. PAT is good for Mike LaRusso. We'll be right back from Kings Park.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Lola's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside! Inside the 15. Straight up the teeth on the reverse. O'Toole at the 20. O'Toole is going to score! They flush him out of the pocket. He takes off. Looking for the left sideline. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Kings Park!
Under 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Already Westhampton is up 14-2 after 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 through the pass. And Nick, what have you seen from the Hurricanes offense early so far?
Real impressed with their big guys up front. They're getting a lot of push on that defensive line. Kings Park is definitely going to need some solid linebacker play all night to really make sure they're filling gaps.
Brody Schaefer, another touchback back here in the booth. Nick Martone, Jim Furchwin. And Westhampton, they have really got off the ground and running so far. Gambino, a 34-yard touchdown. And then Brody Schaefer, the kicker, comes in for one play. Michalowski comes out. And then Schaefer does the rest to put 6 more points for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, a lot of depth in this Westhampton offense. You know, to watch Michalowski, who's got about 14 touchdowns on the season, go take a breather, you feel like you're catching a break, and Schaefer finds his way in.
Ball at the 20. Weeks is going to throw. Looks for Flynn, his trusty running back. Shakes off 2 defenders, and he gets to around the 29. And if you want to talk about a vital running back, he has some good hands for his position as well.
Yeah, Flynn's got about 8 touchdowns on the season, and you see out here in space what he can do to 2 defenders, right? Doing a good job, getting his hand on the defender, creating some space, and getting up the sideline.
He had a touchdown, a long touchdown against East Hampton. And when you were here against Amityville, he had a bomb in the corner of the end zone on the other side of the field.
Yep, first play from scrimmage.
Flynn, and he's taken down by Amademo. Short gain
Kings
of
Park
about
getting
3.
a vital first down in this drive. You can see Flynn trying to make as much as he can. Right, again, we're seeing gaps closed off here by this Westhampton defense.
It's about the 3rd time today we've mentioned Amademo's name. When we talked to Coach Shumlawful, he said he's one of the 2 heavy hitters on defense. Weeks out to the left side, and he's crunched. There's the big man, Andrew Minch, the All-County, All-State last year, leads this defensive line.
Yeah, you could see how fast Westhampton's getting off these blocks, and it's just giving them a full go at some of these backs here.
No gain on the play. We were talking to Coach Shamwaffle just before the game. Salisbury, he goes, yeah, you know that guy Dan Quinn? Yeah, I played right beside him as on the defensive line. I was like, go figure. Play action. Weeks has to rush out to his right, looking for Hauk, and he makes the catch. He's right at the sticks.
Weeks under pressure.
I'll check to see where he is. He looks like he's just shy of the first down marker. Actually, no, it looks like they'll give it to him. I'll move those chains. He catches it past the 35. He's a little banged up, too. They can't afford to lose him.
No, definitely not. We see Westhampton doing a really good job out of that back pedal, really driving towards the ball once they see it's in the air and closing fast.
Weeks has to scamper out towards his left. He's got a man wide open down the field. Mayung can't make the catch. Sam Mayung was on an island by himself, and he just couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, real impressive here by Weeks, creating some space and an opportunity to throw this ball on the run. You can see Mayung just kind of gets turned around, a little bit difficult trying to pick up that ball coming back.
You had to say there was within like 20-yard distance from anyone near him on Westhampton.
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the first challenges that we see by Kings Park going vertical, and it nearly paid off.
And this will force a punt, so no first down. Kick is blocked by Westhampton. Schaefer's got it at the 47. And Westhampton off to a phenomenal start on the road against a stout Kings Park team on their home turf.
Yeah, you can see here Westhampton, everything they're doing, whether it's in the special teams game or defensively, super, super aggressive coming after it. And Kings Park very fortunate to see that ball advance at all. 75, David Rankin with the block.
And Rankin, offensive line, defensive end, 6'1", 190 junior, got his hands on the Weeks punt block. So already in Kings Park territory. Michalowski back in the game. Gambino, the quarterback, trips out towards the left. Gambino will keep it himself, and he'll slide to avoid any contact with another backfield tackle. Aaron Shapiro has been their only defensive guy so far early in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can see Gambino decides to keep this, and there's something about that left side that he basically decides, I don't have much room here. I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna live to make another play, and decides to slide. Kings Park pulls up, and they're sitting here at about 2nd and 10.
Jordan Brown will check in as a tight end, number 3 for Westhampton. No gain on the play. Michalowski up the gut, right through the A-gap, and he gets a gain of 3. And he's brought down by Hauk. You'll hear his name a lot on the defensive side.
Yeah, we've seen him play over the last few weeks. He just has an incredible nose for the football. He's in on so many tackles, double digits, I feel like, every single week. Really getting in there and mixing it up. Kind of an old school type football player. Plays a lot both ways. Really impressive.
And timeout is called by Kings Park. So we'll take a quick break. 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 14-2 Westhampton.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Throw. Heats it deep. What a catch that time! From the 35-yard line, Weeks to put it up right away. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Kings Park. John Flynn in by Flynn.
First timeout used by Kings Park. 49 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 at the Kingsman 44. Gambino and his squad needs to get to the 37. Looks like Kings Park is showing blitz. And Brennan Hauk is looking to run somebody over. Gambino, he's pressured. He's got nowhere to go. And there's the man himself, Hauk, right through the middle, taking him down, not for a sack, but would have lost 20 yards.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of let the play go here and develop. Kings Park certainly looking to time out the blitz, and they get in, and ultimately Gambino throws this ball down. I don't think the ball makes the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you think an intentional grounding call would be called, but it's still 4th down regardless, but it would push the ball back to give significant possession on the punt for Kings Park.
Yeah, that really would have...
No.
Officials ruled incomplete pass.
Yeah, so it looks like they ruled an incomplete pass. The clock stops, and Westhampton saves some field position here, but now looking to pin Kings Park deep in their own end.
So Schaefer boots it away, looking towards out of bounds, and it was out of bounds around the 13 as they'll push it forward closer to the 20, around the 21.
Yeah, not the net yards here that they were looking for, looking to pin them a little bit deeper to at least the 10 and seeing if they can maybe stop that ball before it gets to the goal line. So Kings Park really catching a little bit of a break field position-wise.
Yeah, Kings Park, they really have been having to really adjust themselves offensively. Westhampton's been in their face that entire first quarter, and it's still not over yet. We still have 29 seconds left to go before the end of the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, Kings Park looking to really sustain a drive here. A touchdown certainly puts them right back in the game here where they would want to be in this first half.
So similar to a touchback, they'll get it just outside the 20 to the 21, and that'll likely end the first quarter on a 1-yard carry by Flynn.
Flynn gains 1 on the play. 2nd and 9.
See if they advance to the other side of the field. Under 10 seconds left to go. And, yeah, no chance.
Yeah, it looks like no urgency to go ahead and snap the ball one more time. The quarter will end.
Quarter 1 done, 14-2. Westhampton leads over Kings Park.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, and foot and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Valvo behind Zulo. Zulo looking for room. Takes off with it. Near in the right sideline. He's down to the 20, the 15. He's still going. He's in for the touchdown. Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown.
Coach Mark O'Brien looking to rally his troops after a tough first quarter. Chose to defer first play. Looks like Kings Park has momentum on that safety. Aaron Shapiro sacking Gambino in the end zone. And then Westhampton acted like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's going to be important here for Coach O'Brien to give the speech that I'm sure I know he's given right now. He's been doing this a long time. He's been in every possible situation you can be. And the conversation right now is going to be let's get back to what we do. Let's feel successful in what we've been doing, right, the previous 6 weeks. Drive the ball, right, at least play a little bit of a maybe field position game. And if it works out to where we get in the end zone, fantastic. But no panic here early in the first half.
Ball at the 22, 2nd and 9. And we even talked about beforehand, Westhampton has dominated in the first quarter. Weeks has to escape all the way out to his left. Throws a shot down the field. Mayung can't get there. Coverage on by Mikolowski. and falls just in front of number 4.
Yeah, we could see Weeks on this boot again, working towards his left side. Little bit of an off-footed throw for him, a little bit underthrown. You see Mayung really fighting to get back, to work back to the football, and it just comes up short of a big gain for Kings Park.
Yeah, Michalowski turned around just in time, or else you would have saw Laundry on the field for the second time. Only one penalty in that first quarter. 3rd and 9. Weeks drops back. Pressure. Right through the middle. Mayung's got it. Just shy of midfield. And he gets to the 38-yard line, a pick of 16, a crucial 3rd down, converting into a first for Weeks.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty good route running here early by Kings Park. Again, a lot of concept stuff, and Weeks doing a really good job of reading what the defense gives him and taking it here.
First catch for Mayung on his 3rd target. Not really a big guy either, 5'8", 165, but when he catches it, he'll let it be known. Play action fake. Mayung again, outstretched reach. Can't make the diving grab around the 46. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, coming into tonight, I think Mayung has only gotten into the end zone one time, but he's definitely been a key piece of this Kings Park offense, even if it's been between the 20-yard line and maybe, not in the red zone. But you could tell that, Kevin Weeks is really relying on him to get the offense going.
And if you can't see on the far side of the sideline, number 89, Declan O'Milliard, their strongest wide receiver, according to Coach O'Brien, still recovering from a leg injury as Weeks gets gobbled up. And there again, Riley Miller, along with a convoy of Hurricanes, swirls him up for a loss.
Yeah, we can see here they go. Weeks just kind of on a QB draw here, and again, the blocks up front just not being held long enough to give him a chance to really read it and take off.
3rd and 13 from the 35. Flynn the tailback, 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Labasso, the top of your screen, yet to get a target. You have Grable, Mayung, and Hauk. It's a screen. Flynn had it and couldn't hold on. Rogers was right in the vicinity. And this will bring up 4th down. And no choice to bring out the punting unit here.
Yeah, can't afford to turn the ball over on downs here, deep in your own end, down by 2 scores here. Looking to maybe take advantage of that super aggressive Westhampton defense by throwing some screens. I would expect to see Kings Park to continue to do that.
So Weeks will punt it for the 3rd time tonight. Last one was blocked by David Rankin, number 75 for the Hurricanes. Weeks boots it. So take a bounce. And Smith decides to let it go further into their own territory. Ball will be stopped at the 25. That was a 35-yard punt. We'll step aside.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, and foot and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Declan O'Milliard yet to play tonight back here in Kings Park. 14-2 Hurricanes lead. And how much of a difference with him not on the field do you think that makes in Coach O'Brien's head, Nick?
Yeah, he's got some really good size. They're looking to slowly but surely work him back into this offense.
Michalowski down the sideline. And he's got speed. He's still on, and he gets a shoestring tackle. Mayung stopped him around the Kings Park 35. pick up a 45 on the run from Nolan Michalowski, and he has been a difference maker today.
Really impressive every time we see him touch the football here. I think he has two tremendous things going for him. Obviously, he's super athletic and fast, but he has tremendous vision. You could see him really gauging what he has on the field and taking it.
Gambino looked for his first target to his number 1 receiver, Kevin Smith, fell on the route.
Yeah, it looked like he might have slipped here right at the top.
Gambino intended for number 12, Kevin Smith, incomplete.
Yeah, looking to really cut. He plants that right foot and just kind of loses his footing, and Gambino expecting him to be back inside and to
Turf
just
monster made the
misconnect.
tackle there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gambino has really dominated this defensive front. And this time Michalowski right up the middle. No one's going to stop him. He walks in for the 32-yard score. Touchdown, Westhampton.
See here Michalowski following that pull and ultimately finds right through behind Ryan O'Connor. Pay dirt there in the end zone, and Michalowski continues to add to this torrid pace that he has of touchdowns at about, I think, 14, 15 touchdowns on the season.
So Michalowski, that's his 14th. You had Sumwalt, Michalowski right there, and before Brody Schaefer for his second time this season. No good on the PAT from LaRusso. And we'll be right back, 20-2, Westhampton with a commanding lead.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Lola's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside! Inside the 15. Straight up the teeth on the reverse. O'Toola's at 20. O'Toola's going to score! They flush him out of the pocket. He takes off. Looking for the left sideline. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Kings Park!
Back here in the booth, he's Nick Martone, Jim Furchwin here in Kings Park. They have really been slow offensively to start this game. The last time that they were down this much was early in the season. They were on the road against East Islip, and they lost that game 43-9. But Kings Park, they need to redeem themselves on the offensive end quickly.
Yeah, this is a big series for them. This is a big game for them. They come in 3-3 in 7th place, and we talked to both coaches a little bit about the power rating, PowerPoints. Nobody really paying too much attention to it until you get to the end because it fluctuates so much. But, hovering around that 7 or 8, trying to make it into the playoffs, this is a big one. It's going to have big implications.
Indeed it will. So they'll set up shop at the 20. Another punt, another touchback for Schaefer. And we were talking about that PAT that wasn't good for the first time for LaRusso, his second missed PAT this season.
Yeah, he's been about 97% accurate in extra points, so it's not common for him to miss at all.
Flynn goes nowhere. Mensch again for the 3rd time in the backfield.
Yeah, this is the definition here as far as running the ball of tough sledding, really, for Kings Park. Again, not abandoning what they do and what's been successful and has worked. But ultimately, you can see that they're getting penetration at a number 0, Connor Rogers, coming across the face of that front and making a big stop in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, one of the elite defensive ends Sean Lafo has. Weeks has to escape. He's got a lot of room to the left side of the field. Kyle Weeks, Mayan blocking it out in front. He's going to keep on going. He shakes off a tackler, and he will go inside the Westhampton 35 to 33.
That's Kyle Weeks on a
Yeah, really
49-yard
interesting to see how this
touchdown.
play develops. A design pass, and when Weeks comes out on the left side, he's got Mayung he could dump it off to, but he sees so much real estate for him to run, and you're in business offensively if this guy's got the ball in open space.
He can run, he can pass, he can kick, he can even play defense. He's a coach's dream, as Coach O'Brien would say.
Yeah, real student of the game. They spend a lot of time evaluating film, and he's so coachable.
Under 9 minutes left to go in the first half as Kings Park looking for their first touchdown. Flynn goes out to the left, and he's bombarded by 2 Hurricanes. And there it is, Connor Rogers again with the tackle.
Yeah, Rogers does a really good job here. Again, getting hands off and really shedding blockers. And here you can see he takes on that lead block, bounces off, and he's really able to get his hands on the ball carrier.
2nd and 10, well now 2nd and 9 in opposing territory at the 32. This is where Weeks likes to excel, and don't expect him to not throw one for the end zone on this drive. Flynn lined up as a tailback. It's a play action. Flynn. And it's Weeks who's sacked, and it's Connor Rogers. 4th time today in the backfield. His 4th tackle for loss, and also assisting was Riley Miller.
Yeah, you see here again, Weeks just doesn't have the time for this play to develop. You see hands in his face, and ultimately he takes off without much running room.
So they'll call that I don't know if you call it a sack, but it's for no gain, so they'll call it a tackle. So this will be 3rd and 10. Time's ticking. Weeks play action. Open pocket towards the center of the field. Almost a one-handed grab from Kevin Grable. Can't make it with the left hand.
Yeah, real close to a big-time connection here. You see that they run pretty much a little bit of a square in by Mayung, and Grable behind it, a little bit of a short post route, and just misconnecting.
And Gianni Amademo, who has really been a force on this defense in this first half in coverage. And looks like they have no choice but to go for it. They need to get to the 23. 4th and 10. Kingsman. And a false start. It looks like either Weeks or Flynn jumped early. Now what do you do?
Full start, Kings Park.
Well, you're still looking to see if you can find your way into the end zone. You know, punting here as far as what kind of net are you going to get. I think it's still 4-down territory. I think Kings Park is going to run the offense out there or keep them out there and, you know, see if they can find a way to get themselves a first down. A touchdown in this drive would be tremendous because, you know, effectively it would cut the score in half if they can.
If they go for two
If they
as
go
well.
for 2.
So push it back to 4th and 15 at the 38. Weeks play action. He's going to launch it for the end zone. He's got Grable, and it's deflected in coverage. Who else? Nolan Michalowski stops it.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump ball here towards the middle of the field. Again, Weeks doing an excellent job creating more time for his receivers to get down the field, but you can see Westhampton does not go to sleep in coverage. They get into those drops. They have the middle of the field protected, and Michalowski makes sure that that ball hits turf and not the hands of a Kings Park receiver.
Sean Lathel's keys to victory, we talked to him on Wednesday night, said spread the ball to the receivers and consistent blocking from the O-line. So far, check and check, but they've been dominating on the run game as well. Eagle Eye at their own 38. Gambino's going to throw. Right side, wide open receiver. And there goes Heat Sumwalt again. Hauk makes the tackle, and they're just shy of the red zone at the 24.
You can see out of that Twins look after going play action, they get a little bit of that kind of wheel route up the sideline, and he finds an open window there. Really had both receivers, but it looks like there's a flag on this play, and it's going to find its way coming back.
So wave off the 38-yard catch, and they're going to push this back. Holding on the O-line. So we're just talking about the O-line, and that's the first holding call that they've had.
Yeah, as the weeks go on here, you definitely expect your team to be more disciplined, more focused as you're getting closer and closer to the opportunity to head towards the playoffs. And, you know, you've neatened out everything you've needed to over the last number of weeks. And, you know, you do see those penalties early, but we're definitely seeing two very disciplined teams play here.
So instead of going to the opposing 27, they'll stay and go backwards to their own 27. Gambino's been very composed in the pocket, made some really good throws tonight. 6 foot 160. Just under 7 minutes left to go. They're going to run. Michalowski get to the outside. And another flag is tossed from the sideline. Looks like we're looking at another hold on the Hurricanes.
On the carry, another flag in the play.
Just when we said not a lot of penalties, we're seeing a lot of flag work out now.
I'll get credit for the broadcast jinx on that one. I will. I'll take credit for that. Let's check out the replay to see what this hold was on. This offensive line has been great, but sometimes a hold can do a little too much. Ryan O'Connor, number 54.
Flag is holding against Westhampton.
Yeah, sometimes one of the
Inside
clearest way to
pads,
see the
just
hold
that-
is to watch somebody stick their hands in the air and go, I didn't do it. So
Guilty.
guilt.
1st and 30. Inside their own 20 at the 18. Remember, Westhampton, they've won 4 games this year. Gambino looks out to his right, and he's got Sumwalt for a short, modest gain to the 25, a pick of 7. Are they going to call that a catch?
Gambino and Sumwalt on the sideline. Good coverage by
Yeah, 7-yard catch.
Paso.
It looks like he lays out on that sideline and comes up with a real short gain,
Second and long.
running just that kind of quick, that speed out route by position. He gets himself a few yards there, but still a long second down here for Westhampton.
Renner was in good coverage there. And Gambino, a screen, wide open. Here's Kevin Smith, and he's got a shoestring tackle. Might have been tripped, and he could have gone to pay dirt, depending on who got him.
Gambino to Smith. Tripped up by Houck.
And it was Houck.
3rd down.
Yeah, this is a play here. I mean, they are set up for this thing to go all the way down the other end, and Houck comes out of nowhere.
He had to evade a blocker and got him with the shoulder pad around the thigh, and that tripped up Smith. 15-yard pickup. Gambino, 3rd and 8. He'll launch it right side. Smith can't make the catch. Great defense by Brandon Houck in coverage.
And back-to-back plays here by Houck, maintaining pretty good position on the outside. When you see that vertical, he does a good job getting his hands on the receiver, fighting back to get on that hip, turns around with what we call a little bit of a center field turn, and still finds the ball and able to knock it down to the turf. That's a big stop for Kings Park.
That was Flynn in the coverage. The 6 and the 0 look really similar, so they're going to bring out the punting unit. Grable, Flynn, and Weeks will wait back. How do you feel about the 2 different punt returners on the options on the left and right sides? High punt. Weeks will let it bounce, and it has a nice Westhampton bounce at the 20.
You could see 2 very different
punt.
approaches as far as the return goes. Kings Park is split, but then Westhampton stacks them behind each other.
40-yard punt from Brody Schaefer.
Nice punt by Schaefer.
5.5 minutes left to go. Kings Park has yet to get into the end zone. If you're Coach O'Brien, what are you talking to your guys? And you know
here,
Coach
you got-
O'Brien very well.
Yeah, you've got, a little bit over 5 minutes. Again, you like the way that the offense pushed down the field last drive. You had a big play by your quarterback, Kyle Weeks, and you know, ultimately you're looking for different things that the defense might be giving you to take advantage of, and thinking about how you might take advantage also in the second half.
So this ball was spotted at the 15, so that would make it a 45-yard punt. Mayung goes in motion. And they'll hand it off to Flynn. Flynn to the left side, and a flag is called. Looked like a chop block on Mayung down low. Let's see what the call is.
It looks like after the motion, he cuts up and out in the open field. And not really sure.
You saw Mayung go low, but the flag was thrown after he did that.
Yeah, and not sure he really initiated that lower contact. Was kind of pushed into it a little bit. And you got a holding call here.
We call it on Mayung or possibly Paliata, who was in the vicinity.
Yeah, it looks like he called number 41, Nick Paliata, on that.
Because Mayung was right there, Paliata was on the outside.
Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, you teach those receivers when you're stock blocking to really try to make sure those hands are inside as much as you can on the chest plate of the
He
shoulder
had
pad.
one flag in the first quarter. Now we're at the laundromat in the second quarter. First and 15 from their own 10. And Hauk actually going on the sideline, seems to be banged up. That's not a good sign for the Kingsmen if he's sidelined.
Yeah, definitely not. Super important to this team in all facets of the game.
A little over 5 minutes left to go. Little jump. Weeks will keep himself up the middle, and he's got room, and he's hammered by Finn Drake around the 23. And he's just shy of the first down marker, picking 12 Weeks.
Good job up front by the big guys, creating space for their quarterback to go ahead and find the middle of the field. And a big gain there on first down for Kings Park.
And that'll make it 2nd and 3. It was 1st and 15. Flynn remains the tailback. Now he'll go out to the right. Weeks tries to get away from Aiden McDermott. That's not going to happen. Vital linebacker for Coach Shamlafo, and Weeks gets a short gain of 3 yards.
Close to the line to gain.
And he's just shy of the first down marker. 1 yard left to go, 3rd and 1.
You see the snap there off to Weeks' right a little bit, and what we've definitely seen out of this Westhampton defense is they don't miss tackles. If they've got their hands on you, eventually they make sure that you find your way to the turf.
3rd and 1. Weeks will try to do it himself. A little tush push on 3rd and 1, and he's met with Jordan Brown. I think he's short. Let's see what they call it. The verdict. They might have to bring out the chains here.
Quarterback sneak.
And they're calling him short.
Real close here.
Official says 4th
Be
and
real
2.
interesting to see where this ball is when forward momentum is stopped. Weeks does a good job really spinning. The problem is, as Weeks turns, the ball's on the other side of the first down marker.
They're going to punt it away. So Kevin Smith will wait for it just past midfield. High snap. Weeks punts it away. Smith catches it and get it around the 46. And he's tackled around the 47. Jack Egan got to him.
Weeks. Tackled by Jack Egan.
Pretty good job here by the punt team being able to contain that return.
So just a little under 2 minutes left to go. And we'll keep it here. So Westhampton. And now you kind of wonder if you're Coach O'Brien. You're lucky you deferred the kickoff.
Yeah, it's going to be real important for them to get that ball at halftime. Certainly need to definitely come up with another stop on defense right here.
So Gambino with an empty backfield up 18, looking to really cement their offense. And looks like it's going to be a pass, wide open. Sumwalt goes down the field for Smith, almost intercepted. Outstanding coverage from Kyle Weeks downfield.
Yeah, we watched the pregame warm-up, and we watched Keith Sumwalt throw the ball a couple of times, and I was real impressed by his arm strength and the tight spiral that he throws. And you could see Westhampton trying to put it on display. Kings Park doing a decent job making sure that they didn't fall too hard for that and did a good job closing in coverage.
Not on camera prior. There goes Michalowski. Oh, puts some move, makes Weeks, turns around, and then he tackles him low around the 30. 18-yard pickup for Michalowski. He's having an outstanding first half. And Kevin Smith was hobbling off his what looked left knee, went all the way from the sideline to the other sideline, and he hasn't returned since in the last two plays.
Yeah, Michalowski here with, you know, all the cuts in his toolbox that you would want to have.
And right across the middle on the slant route, wide open Sumwalt. For the 7th time this season, he finds pay dirt. 31-yard touchdown for the Hurricanes. And are they bringing this back? There is a flag on the field, and Sumwalt does not look happy.
There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, we got another holding call here on Westhampton, which will negate the big touchdown play.
Can't tell from our camera angle, but still a vital turn of events for the Kingsmen. So this will bring it back. That's the second time in this quarter that you had a big play get negated due to a penalty. And so far, Westhampton, they've been piling up on the penalties ever since the first quarter ended.
Yeah, definitely not the way that you want to continue a drive as you're...
Nowhere to go. Gambino, he's sacked. Nick Pagliata got to him. And a flag is called. Did he get him on the face mask?
Yeah, it looked like he might have been up around the shoulder. Looks like it's going to be a face mask call here on the tackle. So what started off to look like a pretty big defensive play here by Kings Park turns into a costly penalty.
No argument from Pagliata. He knows he did. So Riley Miller will check in as one of the tight ends. They have double tight ends, Brown and Miller. 2:17 remaining in the second quarter.
It's like Brandon Houck is checked back in on defense, which is big for Kings Park.
Gambino, hands off, Michalowski to the outside, another flag. Laundry on the field for the third straight play. Westhampton, and then on Kings Park, back to Westhampton. Oh, they're gonna call this on Kings Park. Chop block on defense, was that the call?
Yeah, it looks like it's the call here from the head referee. Sometimes this is the type of play that happens as you're trying to take out the lead block to go after the ball carrier.
All right, let's check this out. Not something you see. It's on the defensive side. Ah. It's on Houck, it looks like. Yeah, and Houck's limping again. Houck's genes, they run well. He's a really good wrestler, and his father was a heavyweight boxer back in the day. So you can tell the work ethic is there. He's not going to quit in this game.
No, it's going to take a lot to get somebody like Brandon off the field.
Under 2 minutes left to go. And it's first and goal and a timeout called by Kings Park, their second of the day. So we'll take a quick break. 20-2 Westhampton, a buck 47 left to go.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Lola's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside! Inside the 15. Straight up the teeth on the reverse. O'Toole at the 20. O'Toole is going to score! They flush him out of the pocket. He takes off. Looking for the left sideline. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Kings Park!
Here's Coach Shamlawful, 4-2 this year so far. They'll be facing Hills West to finalize the regular season schedule. Very proud of his squad in this first half. Mikulowski breaks a tackle, another tackle, goes nowhere to go. Paliata takes him down for probably a 1 yard gain.
Yeah, pretty sound defensive effort here by Kings Park, shoring up things a little bit. You could see they're now shedding that first line of blocks, and they're finding their way into the backfield.
Second and goal. Play action across the seam. And it's caught. Touchdown, Sumwalt for the second time today. 26-2 Westhampton. That was a bullet from Gambino. The coverage couldn't be any more tighter, but Gambino found a hole and he exploited it.
Yeah, you could see this run from that slot position. Does a great job maintaining it and really setting up that throw for Gambino, and he does an excellent job putting the ball right on the numbers on that slant route.
He's really been the difference maker. We were talking about Kevin Smith, but really, William Gambino has been outstanding in this first half. That's his second throwing touchdown. And we'll take a quick break. 27-2, Hurricanes lead big.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Back in the booth here in Kings Park, Nick Martone, Jim Farchwin. Quite a surprise on the offensive side for Kings Park. Westhampton has had every answer to respond, and they've been doing an outstanding job on both sides of the football.
They've been really difficult on the offensive side to find a lot of positive yards on the offense. They've had a couple of big plays here and there, and again, we've definitely seen a share of penalties on both sides, which is kind of slowing down the offenses here late in the first half.
So Mayung had a positive return. That's the first time Kings Park has made a return off the kickoff from Westhampton. And Mayung got it to just inside the 30. But there is a flag on the play. Block in the back on the offensive, on the on the receiving team, which is Kings Park.
Illegal block on the Kingsman. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So this will be pushed back to the 11.
Yeah, certainly not ideal to start this deep in your own end as you're trying to answer, you're trying to respond. Focus here is definitely get something positive going, something to build on as you come out of halftime.
Low snap, and Flynn in the open field. He's taken down. And another good tackle from Amademo. And you said it, they do not miss tackles.
No, really short tacklers, really disciplined on defense here.
15-yard pickup for Flynn. It's probably the best run they've had through the seam today. Weeks has nowhere to go. He's just going to throw it out wisely. And low snap on the center.
Weeks escapes pressure.
Yeah, smart play here by a high school quarterback, right? The temptation would be to tuck it, try to make something positive. Two things are going to happen. You're probably going to be tackled inbounds. The clock keeps moving, and you're going to lose the half, and you take another hit. So, throw the ball out of bounds, live to make another play. 2nd and 10.
From their own 26. Mayung goes in motion left to right. And Weeks will keep it, and only gets a short gain. Jordan Brown was there to meet him. Right back at the 25-26, so it looks like no gain on the play.
Yeah, Mayung across the formation, rides that fake to Flynn, calls his own number there, decides to read it and take it, and stop for no gain.
20 seconds to even run a play here, just go the half knowing you're going to get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, depending on what that play clock is compared to the game clock, they might have to run one more play here.
Mayung back in motion. And Flynn gets it, and he will lose yardage. Andrew Mensch, another tackle for loss, his 5th, and that will send us to the end of the first half. Westhampton has a 27-2 lead on the Kings Park Kingsmen. And we'll be right back.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
A throw. Heats it deep. What a catch that time. Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown. Takes it himself. Down to the goal line. He's in. Villela's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside!
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Throw. Heats it deep. What a catch that time! From the 35-yard line. Weeks to put it up right away. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Kings Park. John Quick. In by Quick.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Throw. Heats it deep. What a catch that time! Harmon will take it himself. Nice move. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown. Takes it himself. Down to the goal line. He's in. Villela's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside!
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Villela's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside! Inside the 15. Straight up the teeth on the reverse. O'Toole's at 20. O'Toole's gonna score! They flush him out of the pocket. He takes off. Looking for the left sideline. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Kings Park!
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Heats it deep. What a catch that time! Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown. Takes it himself. Down to the goal line. He's in. Villela's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside!
Halftime here in Kings Park. Nick Martone, Jim Furchwin. 27-2. Westhampton has a commanding lead over the Kingsmen. And Nick, what happened offensively for Westhampton to have them up such a comfortable lead in the first half?
Yeah, they had a lot of things offensively going the way that they wanted to. As far as the scoring, Kings Park came out early, caught some good fortune with an early safety to go up 2-0, and then it was pretty much all Westhampton after that. Sumwalt and Gambino connecting a couple of times in the first half. The first one, a 34-yard reception for Sumwalt with a extra point. Soon after, a 10-yard run by Schaefer. Another extra point, which kind of closed out the first quarter for Westhampton to go up 14-2. And then in the second quarter, we saw a 32-yard run by Michalowski and another connection between Sumwalt and Gambino for a 9-yard reception, bringing that halftime score to 27-2.
Now, Kings Park, they haven't been down this much since week 2 this year. What kind of adjustments do they have to make defensively to even make a comeback? They are getting the ball to start the second half.
Defensively, it's going to be tough. Westhampton does a lot of things very, very well offensively. They do a great job up front. They have really talented running backs. You know, defensively, you got to keep the ball in front of you as far as when it's in the air. You're willing to give up the short completion, but they are going to have to start loading the box up a little bit if they're going to have a chance to, you know, to stop Michalowski from doing some of the things he was able to do in the first half. You got to stop him before he gets going, because once he gets going, you know, he's definitely one of the more talented backs in this division and in Suffolk County.
And really, both our spotlight players haven't really been the factor. It's been Gambino, the quarterback, and now we don't know how healthy Brandon Houck is for the second half. He was limping, and that's somebody Kings Park cannot afford to lose, especially down this much.
Yeah, he's a critical player for them on both sides of the ball. I mean, he has a tremendous amount of tackles at this point of the season defensively. Offensively, they've worked him into the offense here and there, but he would be a tremendous loss if he's not healthy in the second half. They're definitely going to need him moving forward.
We'll be back to start off the second half in a little under 5 minutes. Orlin Cohen, game of the week here in Kings Park. Westhampton leads 27-2.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
A throw. Heats it deep. What a catch that time. Harmon will take it himself. Nice route. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown. Gordon takes it himself. Down to the goal line. He's in. Villela's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside!
The Kings Park cheerleading squad is proud to perform their game day cheers. Our cheerleading squad,
Great
led
job by the
Coach David
cheerleaders.
and
We've got a little over
seniors.
2 minutes left to go. And you have a daughter yourself. Did she cheerlead herself?
My daughter?
Yeah.
No, she's she competes in pretty much everything else. She's pretty much almost at this point a year-round softball player. She plays soccer. She plays volleyball. And she just goes. She's got a motor. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's got to be great to see your own daughter being so athletic, young in her age. But we are a little under 2 minutes left to go before we hit the start of the second half. And we were just talking about what Westhampton has done to Kings Park in this first half. But, again, Kings Park, they need to redeem themselves. That was not the ideal matchup that Mark O'Brien was thinking. Especially, you score first, but you don't score a touchdown yet.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be important to respond, to have an answer, and whether that means you have an opportunity to come back from a 27-2 deficit, or we're thinking a little bit about next week, and you need to come out and you need to play a competitive game next week. If things don't go the way you'd like here and you end up with a 3-4 record, if you can get yourself back to 500 and have that chance to make it into the playoffs, it's important. Kings Park's going to be heading to Rocky Point next Friday night for a 6 o'clock start. So I'm sure that's most of what Coach O'Brien is talking about in that locker room right now is staying positive, stay focused, trust the guys around you, play for each other. That's always a big message from Coach O'Brien.
And there's one thing there's something that you can't teach, and what it looks like on the field is that Westhampton is just bigger than Kings Park.
Yeah, they definitely are. Up front, they're big, they're strong, they're physical, and they create a lot of opportunities for these backs that are just as talented.
And our next Orlin Cohen game of the week will be in Greeley Avenue Field, a good one. It's Sayville, and as they'll take on, it is Harbor Fields. Harbor Fields, and they are the Tornadoes. That's at 6 o'clock next week, Greeley Avenue Field. So that should be an interesting matchup. Two of the best on the offensive side in Suffolk County.
Yeah, Sayville has yet to lose a football game, rolling into this weekend, 6-0, currently playing tonight with a 7 o'clock start at Comstock. So going to be very interesting to see what kind of situation they're running into, but they're at the top of this division right now.
And we talked about in the beginning of the broadcast, Westhampton was this close to taking down Sayville and lost by 1 point, and even Coach Shumlawful trying to avenge this game in defeat after, and he described it as a devastating loss.
Yeah, sometimes those 1 or 2 point losses are more difficult to come back from than a lopsided loss. You can kind of sometimes, quicker turn the page on that. When you lose by a point or two, you can think back to so many different things that happened during the game. If one bounce goes your way, the result's different. So they've done, obviously, a really good job responding tonight.
Second half coming up for your Orlin Cohen Game of the Week here in Kings Park.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Valvo behind Zulo. Zulo looking for room. Takes off with it. Near in the right sideline. He's down to the 20, the 15. He's still going. He's in for the touchdown. Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Second half about to begin here in Kings Park. Westhampton leads 27-2 over the Kingsmen. Nick Martone, Jim Furchland here back in the booth. And luckily, Kings Park deferred to start off, and they need to get something rolling quickly to get something in the end zone on this first drive in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Starting off with this, this opening return, which, again, is difficult. Westhampton with a strong kicker that's very capable of kicking the ball through the end zone. So, that's been part of this, too. Trying to find momentum into special teams is tough when you've got kickers like both teams have, honestly. And you're looking for a big return. Again, get something positive, but long, sustained drives is what you would be looking for here out of Kings Park. The temptation to try to, the quick strike, to try to get back into this game as far as the numbers go and the score, going to be an uphill climb. So again, positive would be long sustained drives, getting back to what has been successful for Kings Park and relying on a very talented quarterback in Kevin Weeks.
Yeah, both of them really talented, Gambino and Weeks. However, Weeks had to really look over the field because he's only 5'10". You're looking at guys that are 6'3", 6'4", that he's got to throw over, and people have been in his face. He has not really had a clean pocket since early in the first quarter. Outside of that, Westhampton has really no problems with their offensive line, has given Gambino plenty of time to throw the football.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kyle, we've seen a couple of different times, has done an excellent job lengthening the play, giving his receivers a chance to get open. And they had a couple of near misses on a couple of those throws early. Just a miss to Mayung down the field. And, the whole landscape of that first half could have been very, very different if that connects and he finds his way in.
I agree. And back here in the booth, Nick Martone and Jim Furchland. And this is something that's going to be crucial for Kings Park. They're getting the ball to start off the second half. But what do you think Coach O'Brien really vouched to his guys in the locker room being down this much on their home field for the first time this season?
Knowing Coach O'Brien pretty well, I know his focus is one drive at a time, 1 minute at a time. not somebody that looks too far ahead. And controlling what you can control, time management, holding on to the football, not turning it over, and again, all the positive that you could possibly have, but just kind of going through this process one moment at a time and not letting get anything too big for his group and keeping it positive.
So Brody Schaefer waits to kick it away. A little elongated halftime. It actually has turned out to be a beautiful night, to be honest with you.
Yeah, certainly didn't look like this a few hours ago. The amount of rain that fell in both counties.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's going to be a downpour. Schaefer kicks it off. That will head into the end zone. Mayung watches it bounce close to the track. That's how strong of a leg these kickers have for Westhampton. So Weeks back to where he started. His own 20. And Declan O'Melia is in the game. Number 89 to the bottom of your screen. So right now, Weeks and Flynn is where it shows Mayung going in motion. And we have a flag. And we're pushing it backwards.
Looks like we might have seen some movement on the left side of that line. At least that's where Westhampton was pointing, I think, at 53, Aaron Shapiro.
So same play. And they'll hand it. Nope, this will, stay with Flynn. And that was no problem for McDermott to take him behind the line.
Flynn can't find the hole. Tackle behind the
They
line
sold that
scrimmage.
well. I thought Weeks had it right up the middle. And if he did, that could have been a difference maker.
Yeah, definitely a nice mesh point here between the two. A little bit of a zone run look here, but ultimately just not seeing that cut back early enough, and Westhampton being able to string that play out and stop them for a loss.
Play action. Weeks has to throw. Wide open. He's got Grable. Makes the catch at the 45. Oh, Kings Park needed that.
Kevin Grable with a great over-the-shoulder catch.
28-yard pickup. His second grab of the game.
Yeah, you see what Kyle Weeks can do when he has some time to really step into a throw. Puts a lot of air under it. Grable does an excellent job not only measuring out where this ball is, but maintaining good position that defensive back doesn't have an opportunity to step in front and make a play.
That's great coverage by Michalowski, but Grable just made a sensational grab. Throw out to the right, Flynn. And he's just shy of the sticks, past midfield to the 47-yard line. Gets a pickup of 7.
Pretty good job here, right? Weeks to Flynn on a little swing out here. Westhampton not doing a great job accounting for the running back coming out of the backfield, and a big gain for Kings Park.
Flynn remains in as the tailback. Weeks, another play action, looks to his right again. There's O'Melia. And he gets past the 40, moves the sticks for the Kingsmen inside the 38-yard line.
To a third different receiver, Declan O'Melia on the reception.
O'Melia getting in the mix here. Kings Park's been waiting a number of weeks for this young guy to get back into the lineup, and here he goes. On the outside, just running that quick stop route. Weeks doing a great job getting that ball out to him.
Let's see if that lights a spark. Weeks rolls out to his right. He's just going to throw this out of bounds, nowhere to go. Mayung was in the vicinity. Once that defense broke out and blitzed through the offensive line, Weeks was looking like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here in his face, and again, this is one of those throws where if he doesn't have the opportunity to really step into it, it's a tough throw to make. But again, Weeks very smart to get rid of this football and willing to play at 2nd down and 10 instead of taking a big loss.
Speaking of Weeks, looking up the middle, and he's got Mayung. Mayung reaching for the 23, and another first down, a pick of 14 for the 5'8", 165-pound wide receiver.
My Young from the slot, just running a little bit of what we call an under route underneath those linebackers. Weeks finding him there. My Young with a little bit of a spin move to finish off the run.
First down just outside the red zone at the 24. Keep the pass going. Weeks rolls out to his right. Weeks settles, now runs out, looking for the sideline. Grable's got it. Grable inside the red zone at the 13-yard line. Another first down for the Kingsmen. Chucking along.
Weeks to Grable.
Yep, absolutely here. This is what we've seen out of Kings Park for Weeks. We see Weeks ultimately fake that roll to the left, come back to the right. Plenty of real estate on the right side here to find Grable for a big gain.
Yeah, Labasso went to go block and then saw another man coming. He goes, hey, Grable's just going down. No need to make another effort. But first time in the red zone this game. And a nice start for Coach O'Brien's squad. There is hope. Weeks has nowhere to go. And he'll get sacked by Rogers and Mensch as the crowd is looking for a late hit.
Yeah, not a lot of room here. Again, we see that Westhampton defensive line pushing back a couple of the offensive linemen into their quarterback. Weeks looking for a place to go. Not much room. You could see all the way till he hits the turf. He was still trying to look downfield and maybe make a throwing attempt, but he goes down, and there's a little bit of late contact we see there by Westhampton, but no flag.
That's a teeter-totter call.
Yeah.
Flynn goes out in motion. Weeks, open pocket. Now he has a wide open receiver to his left. It's O'Melia and a strong outside tackle by Michalowski to prevent 6 points. Gets him around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, great job. Again, here we see that under route by Kings Park underneath those backers, not picked up from the slot by Westhampton, but again, Michalowski with great closing speed, great open field tackler before O'Melia has a chance to find his way towards the goal line.
O'Melia was out with a leg injury. It looks like that leg is much more stronger. Weeks, end zone, looking for Flynn, can't hold on. Good throw, great coverage by Amademo.
Yeah, things get a little bit tighter here inside the red zone. And you could say they release Flynn out to the right side and just kind of attacks that defense there in the middle, looking if they can find that quick hitter, and Brody Schaefer was there to make a big play to break that up for Westhampton.
Right off the fingertips, look close to a Foster Moreau play last night for the Saints. O'Melia goes in motion, low snap, Weeks runs out to the right, now he has to go to the left, and he is thrown down aggressively for a big loss by Aiden McDermott. That is a grown man's tackle.
Yeah, this is going to be a turnover on downs here for Kings Park as they were in the red zone here, and we could see a little bit of a low snap. Looks like Weeks just might have taken his eye off early, or that snap came out a little bit quicker than he expected. Westhampton in the backfield quick.
All the captains on the defensive side for Westhampton make big plays there. Nick Michalowski preventing O'Melia to score. You just had McDermott make an outstanding defensive tackle on 4th and goal. And unfortunately for Kings Park, it results in 0 points after a great drive. As Michalowski gets a short gain of 4, he was stopped by Shapiro. He's got about 6 tackles now today.
Yeah, constantly in there, does a great job from that linebacker spot. See Michalowski again, not a ton of room there to make something happen, but gets almost a half of what he needs on first down.
2nd and 6 from your own 33. 2 wide receivers to the right and 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Smith, okay, he's all the way to the top of your screen. Gambino looking for Smith, that double move, and it's low, intercepted. It's Grable. And a flag comes in late. 2 flags simultaneously touch the turf.
Intercepted by Kevin Grable. Flags.
But what is the call here? Is this before the pick or after the pick?
Looks like it might have been a block after the pick here by Grable in the middle of the field. Gambino almost throwing off that back foot. Again, a little pressure in his face. Looks like a block
Aiden Barbosa.
in the back by Barbosa on 0, Connor Rogers.
And that's just before his knee went down. But this will remain Kingsman ball. So Westhampton had the ball for not even a minute, and then they turn it right back over. So this could haunt them, depending on what momentum pushes for the Kingsmen, and they went right down the field. They just couldn't get it on 4th and goal.
Yeah, interesting call there, 27-2, first down, big run. They put the ball in the air, and it's the first turnover of the night for an offense that doesn't typically turn the ball over.
Down 25. Are you a fan of running the ball at all in these situations?
Yeah, I don't think you abandon your scheme offensively. I think you still have to work in the run. I think they're certainly going to air it out a little bit. I would expect a couple of what looks like a screenplay develop here. And again, trying to get the ball into your playmakers' hands.
That blitz has been in Weeks' face all night long.
Yeah, real tough when Westhampton defensively can amass that amount of pressure and still be able to cover you down the field.
Yeah.
Makes it real tough on any quarterback, no matter how talented they are. And we know Weeks certainly is, but it makes it real hard.
Weeks will drop back. Pocket is collapsing as to go out to his left, across his body. Nice catch at midfield, and a flag is called. Grable's got another snag.
Weeks finds Grable.
And he's been banged up ever since he made the interception. But what's the flag here? It was right where Grable caught the ball. It's got to be either PI on Grable or against Westhampton. Holding on the offense. Let's check out the replay.
Looks this might have been right out in front of Weeks here.
Shapiro.
Looks like it might have been on Shapiro. Maybe he gets that left hand wrapped around the defender to give his quarterback a little bit more time to make that play. And it's right in the face of the official, and he throws the flag on it.
So push it to 2nd and 20. They've at their own 29. 2nd and 18, check that. 4 wide receivers, Flynn. It's a play action. Mayung's got it at the 39, a pickup of 10. Slow and steady. Now looking for the first down on one play. Positive gain for the Kingsmen.
Hits Mayung on the slant.
Yeah, nice route here. Mayung as that 2 receiver runs that slant after they run the vertical with the inside slot and finds another open window that Kyle Weeks is able to put the ball on. And
it just shows that they can't stop the pass, but they can stop the run. Weeks, a big drop back, heaves it down the center. Mobilia makes the catch! Oh, what a play by Kyle Weeks, and then a flag comes in late. Amelia made the catch around the 25, and he's asking being checked out. Watch this arm by Kyle Weeks. Watch this from his 30 and takes a lick.
yeah, real interesting combo route here inside those 3 defenders. Amelia's running what basically is a post route underneath a flag that goes back out to the corner. Weeks makes an excellent throw. Amelia comes up with the football, even though he's getting tackled by a couple of defenders. A big play and a penalty tacked on to it for Kings Park.
Can't see what the penalty was, but it looked like it might have been holding on the defense. In triple coverage, Amelia was ahead of everybody else, and Weeks threw it right on the money.
Yeah, real positive sign for this offense for the rest of this game and heading into next week, that Amelia is in this offense, running routes, catching footballs, and Westhampton has to account for him.
Yes. So far, this is a totally different Kings Park offense that we've seen through the first 24 minutes. And again, they are inside the red zone at the 12. Well, just outside the goal. Weeks, screen pass, towards the right side. Grable, check that, that's Flynn. And they're inside the 10, another flag comes in.
Flynn, team 5, flag on the play.
Seen that penalty graphic pop up at least 3/4 of this second half already.
Holding on the Kingsmen. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
This is the key here, right? We've seen success between the 20-yard lines here for Kings Park offensively in the second half, but it's not enough to get in, right? Now you got to find a way to punch the ball into the end zone. You had a near miss before. You've got to make sure that you get in here.
Ball is pushed backwards. So push them outside the red zone at the 21. But Kyle Weeks has been really successful in this third quarter and looking to keep it going, but they need to manufacture plays a little quicker. Shotgun. Weeks play action. Rolls out to his left. Weeks looking in the corner of the end zone. He's got a man, and Mayung was there, guarded tightly by Schaefer. Mayung has had 3 different attempts downfield, and he hasn't been able to make a catch yet.
You can see Mayung kind of run what is basically a little bit of an out-and-up route, and just kind of towards the outside shoulder as he was looking back inside towards that back pylon. Again, a little bit of a difficult ball to adjust to and a little bit of a line drive, maybe a little bit of air under it. He might have a little bit of better shot, but a tough play nonetheless.
Well, this 70-30 run offense has turned into an 80-20 pass offense. Weeks escapes, looks a wide open man, it's Pagliata, and he'll reach pay dirt from 21 yards away, and Kings Park has their first score for a touchdown.
Weeks out, Pagliata runs into the end zone. Impressive drive for the Kingsmen.
What looked like it was going to be a disaster on a low snap evades the blitz, rolls out to his right, and Pagliata is all alone.
Again, this, you can't say enough how important it is to have an athlete like Weeks at quarterback when he can manufacture time and require a defense to cover for seconds longer than they want to. And eventually Kings Park comes wide open. Pagliata with a big catch and a big score for Kings Park to try to work themselves back into this game.
So O'Brien will go for 2 to cut it to 17. Corner of the end zone, and Flynn not there. So 27-8 now. Kings Park finds the end zone for the first time. We'll be right back.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, and foot and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Valvo behind Zulo. Zulo looking for room. Takes off with it. Near in the right sideline. He's down to the 20, the 15. He's still going. He's in for the touchdown. Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown.
Squilla Shody will kick away. Let's see if he can get one in the end zone. And again, as we were just talking during the commercial break, no Giuseppe Buffalino, as this is kicked towards the 1-yard line, and this will be taken out by Schaefer. Schaefer tripped up and then taken out around the 40. A 39-yard return from Schaefer, who's already got 1 touchdown today.
Yeah, you can see here, not shy to take this ball out from inside his own 5. Gets a couple of key blocks. Finds his way to the sideline. Will Drake, number 10 there on the sideline, at least by position, creating a good block.
Does Kings Park have the momentum right now?
Yeah, I think so, because they've had 2 really efficient drives, even though the first one stalled out and they didn't get any points out of it. I think they've certainly kind of turned the tide here a little bit as far as offensive play for themselves, and this is going to be a big stop for them still here in the third with a decent amount of time remaining.
The strength has been the run game, even though Gambino does have 2 touchdowns. And then you throw it, and they throw a pick, and Kings Park's right back in it. And Michalowski brought down in Kings Park territory, and the captain, Tommy Kassar, brings him down and prevents a touchdown.
Yeah, this is what we expect to see a little bit more out of as they run a little bit of a sweep play towards the outside. Michalowski really not getting touched until he's a number of yards down the field, and that's not going to be the formula that defensively Kings Park wants to get into, but Westhampton able to run some clock if they're going to run the football here and have success.
30-yard pickup, and for the first time, Michalowski, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Kassar was there early, but I believe Dean Renna got to him for no gain.
Yeah, you could see here Kings Park certainly making sure that they're filling those run gaps up front, and they're trying to get a little bit of a jump on that snap count.
2nd and 10, and a flag, false start, Hurricanes.
Yeah, and this is what happens. You get into those gaps, and you threaten to blitz at that play, and you get somebody to flinch on the other side, and it's 5 yards going backwards, a gain for your defense there. And so we see Kings Park definitely getting a lot more aggressive, which we thought would happen, loading more guys into the box, because if they're going to have a chance to get the football back, they're definitely going to have to stop a very talented running back in Michalowski before he gets going.
So the Flags still have the same amount of effectiveness in this 2nd and 3rd quarter. Michalowski breaks 2 tackles, and he gets past the line of scrimmage from where he originally was, a pickup of 7 towards the right side. Again, missed tackles have hurt Kings Park against the run.
Yeah, Michalowski with a tremendous amount of yards after initial contact. You see he does a great job with kind of that jump cut to his right, getting that left hand out, putting the ball in his outside arm to protect it. Very, very talented running back.
Big play coming up for the Kings Park defense. 3rd and 8 for Westhampton. They have to get to the 30 to move the sticks.
Dangerous play here, too, because Westhampton's thinking they've got 2 plays to get this first.
Gambino's going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver open, and he will find his target, Kevin Smith, at the 15. That is a backbreaker for Kings Park. 18-yard pickup.
Yeah, big connection here for Westhampton to Smith on that sideline, and just kind of sits down in front of that corner, ultimately gives his quarterback a good target, right? Knows that he needs to get in front of that first down marker, gets it by plenty.
Here's Michalowski to the right side again, stays in bounds and gets inside the 10 to the 7. Brought down by Jack Zuppin. I know we're not keeping the numbers, but Michalowski has to have over 100 yards on the ground tonight.
Yeah, he definitely does, and he's running through a bunch of arm tackles here late in this 3rd quarter, and we see, right, for more than a half of football, that's not going to take this young back to the ground.
Only 1 yard to go to move it to 1st and goal. Westhampton, time on their side. Eagle eye. Michalowski doesn't really go anywhere, but he will get the first down. Combined tackle by Barbosa and Rena for a 3-yard pickup.
Gambino going a little Patrick Mahomes here, right? Handing the ball off, making the fake throw, right? Doing the whole show here for that defense. But you can see there they pick up a big first down, and they're first and goal here.
I think Gambino will love that praise from you, comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. He has thrown the ball extremely well tonight.
Yeah, very efficient as a
how about
quarterback.
the Wildcat here from Michalowski towards the right side? Some Taysom Hill action. Yes, he's in. 5-yard rush, Michalowski. His second time hitting pay dirt. And it's 33-8 Hurricanes.
Michalowski takes the direct snap.
Yeah, you can see they go Wildcat here, like you said, and they're loaded up on that right side in the backfield. And he's got all the blockers he needs, and he basically gets into this end zone almost completely untouched. Riley Miller there at the goal line, but ultimately Michalowski finding his way into the end zone for his second touchdown.
That marks him, what, 15 now in the year?
Yeah, he's at 15 touchdowns on the season.
33-8 PAT, good from LaRusso. And we'll step aside.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, and foot and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Heats it deep. What a catch that time! From the 35-yard line, Weeks to put it up right away. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Kings Park. John Quick in by Quick.
Another touchdown for Michalowski, his 15th of the season. A vital part of Coach Schabloffel's offense, and likely maybe riding into their 5th win in Suffolk Division III this season. Hills West and Sayville is where they stand in front of them. And they felt both teams lost to them so far this year.
Yeah, definitely. After you finish your own game each week, especially if you play Friday, you pay very close attention to the rest of the scores, especially as you're looking up in the standings. So Hills West coming into tonight is 5-1. Westhampton nipping at their heels at 4-2. So they're going to be very interested to hear an update on the score between Hills West and Smithtown West. But they're in the mix, right, with 4 teams in this division at 4-2.
So Weeks stops, rolls out to his right, looking for the corner, and he's got Grable towards the 26. On a first down, but it's a pickup of 6 yards for Grable.
Yeah, we see
quick
this
turnaround.
Yeah, this turnaround by Weeks. He's got, 3 receivers here. He's got the vertical, and he's got Grable down here underneath into that flat, and does a great job putting the ball on him. Grable does a really good job, we've seen all season, really catching the ball with his hands, pulling it in, finding some positive yards.
Now Mayung in the backfield with Flynn. Pagliata goes in motion. And Flynn's going to get the handoff towards the sideline. And looks like he's got enough to move the chains. That's all they were trying to do. Over a minute left to go in the third.
Yeah, Pagliata ran that motion almost from completely the other side of the field. And you could see they go ahead and they run the ball to Flynn on the right side with Mayung out in front, getting just enough on 0. Connor Rogers, who has given this offense fits at the end. So really a key block, like you said, really important.
This will be actually 3rd and 1. Just shy of the 30. Labasso goes in motion. Weeks up the middle. He's got a foot race with Michalowski. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He stays on his feet. He's gone. No flags on the field. 71-yard rushing touchdown for Kyle Weeks.
Kyle Weeks, touchdown Kingsman.
They're not done yet.
Yeah, real impressive here. Weeks reading a couple of blocks here in the middle of this defense, and you can see it just turns into a foot race between Weeks and Michalowski. Almost makes the play. Weeks with an incredible amount of balance to not only go down, to keep his feet moving and get into the end zone for a big score.
So Squilla Shody looking for his first PAT attempt, because remember, they went for 2 last time and didn't get it. And a lot of praise for this kicker for Kings Park. The hold is there, through the uprights. It's 34-15.
Extra point by Alex Squilla-Shody's good.
Just under a minute left to go. And a great offensive scheme looking as they pass, and Kyle Weeks, he can also run the ball, and he ran it for 70-plus yards to the house. We'll step aside, time for a break.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Valvo behind Zulo. Zulo looking for room. Takes off with it. Near in the right sideline. He's down to the 20, the 15. He's still going. He's in for the touchdown. Harmon will take it himself. Nice room. Breaks a tackle. He's in the clear. Harmon in for the touchdown.
A 19-point game. Kings Park scores once in the first half and now once in the second half after starting the game being up 2-0. Nick Martone and Jim Furchwin here for the Orlin Cohen game of the week. Kings Park trying to make a comeback for the ages, and we're still in the third quarter.
Yeah, still a lot of time here. Obviously a full quarter to play and a little bit more than that.
So Schaefer returns it from his own 2. And he'll go out of bounds. No, he'll stay in bounds and return it to the 28. A barrage of Kingsmen brought him down. And question, if he doesn't return that, is that one going out of bounds before the end zone?
It's probably real close, and maybe, you know, if it goes out, you know, obviously if it goes out early, they're going to throw the flag, but if it goes into the end zone, it's a touchback. So very borderline as far as maybe whether or not to bring it out, but you can't fault, you know, an athlete, you know, for bringing it out there and almost getting it back out to the 30-yard line. So field position is, except for really the first drive of the game, has been pretty outstanding for Westhampton.
They'll start past the 25 at the 28. Great kick returns so far today from Brody Schaefer when he's had the opportunity.
Yeah, he's real dangerous in that return game.
Michalowski, the lone tailback. Gambino switching it up a bit. 3 wide receivers set. Gambino will throw. It's a screen. Michalowski with some open field. And Michalowski, there's the flag. Renna with a foot race with him. And they're going to let him score, but this does not look like it'll stand. And I think Michalowski knew it himself when he was running.
Yeah, it looks like this is another big holding call here that will take that touchdown away and bring it all the way back here.
Let's check out the replay if we have a chance. Well, let's see if this call does stand. because you dipped your head and looked like there's a flag. Where is it? There it is. Let's check out where this flag. Oh, very late.
That one came from the back judge.
That's a Rex Ryan throw through that flag at least 35 yards.
Sign him up.
Yeah. So there's what we're hearing. They're saying it was a chop block, but is this an offsetting penalty? Let's see what the score is here.
Looks like they're communicating it to the Westhampton staff. Expect that they're
So
going to come
if
to this side.
this is a touchdown, it's 1 yard more than Weeks. This was a 72-yard score, but it looks like they're keeping the ball here. So offsetting penalties. So remains first down. So take those 72 yards away. Another huge play for the third time today has been negated from the Hurricanes.
Real interesting to see two defensive chop blocks called tonight on the Kings Park defense. That's two of those chop block
You don't
calls.
hear those called much nowadays. All right, so ball stays at the 28. Gambino rushes to his right. He's got a target wide open down the field. Diving grab made Kevin Smith. Wow. Dives at the Kingsman 35.
Kevin Smith lays out for the reception.
28-yard gain.
First down,
Smith
Westhampton.
with an outside release. The route kind of slows down, and then once that ball is in the air, you see what kind of speed he has, and full extension pulls that ball in. Really difficult to have that level of body control.
That likely was the last play of the third quarter. That third quarter took an eternity. Or are they going to run one more? I don't think so. 34-15, Westhampton looking for their 5th win of the year, and Kings Park trying to avoid their first loss on their home turf. Fourth quarter's next.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Lola's going to pass. Airs it out. End zone. Touchdown, Oceanside! Inside the 15. Straight up the teeth on the reverse. O'Toole at the 20. O'Toole is going to score! They flush him out of the pocket. He takes off. Looking for the left sideline. Down to the goal line. Touchdown, Kings Park!
Both teams advance to the other side of the field. 4 fingers in the air as Westhampton will continue to pass the ball. Being up this much, they have so much confidence in William Gambino.
Yeah, absolutely. He's made a lot of good decisions. The only one I'm sure that he would want back was that ball that kind of floated into the middle of that defense that was picked off by Grable. But other than that, he's been pretty efficient with the ball, and he's done a good job hitting open receivers.
Kevin Smith, that last play of the third quarter, that could be the difference maker in this game from the momentum being shifted from Kings Park right back to the Hurricanes. 1st and 10 on the 37, play action. Gambino rolls out, and so wheel route, wide open. Michalowski will walk in. The 4th throwing touchdown of the day for William Gambino, and the 16th touchdown of the season for Michalowski. And it's starting to downpour here in Kings Park.
Gambino finds Michalowski on the wheel route. Touchdown, Westhampton.
See Michalowski there running that out of the backfield, that wheel route, and Gambino does an excellent job getting the ball out in front of his talented athlete and just letting him run to it. Great touch there for a big score.
Nolan Michalowski has had an outstanding season. However, he's going to play college lacrosse at Western Connecticut. You have several different players that will be playing college lacrosse as the PAT good from LaRusso. That was a 37-yard receiving touchdown for Nolan Michalowski from William Gambino. But unbelievable throw from William Gambino on that last drive. Nick Martone, Jim Furchland, the offense from Westhampton has been advertised.
Yeah, very scary for future opponents of Westhampton that, they're able to kind of do what they want to on offense, and they've got a pretty good mix of being able to run the ball, being able to throw it. They've got some talented receivers on the outside, but even Michalowski is another target for this offense and a very dangerous quarterback in Gambino.
I mean, Kyle Weeks, we saw the legs from him in the foot race with Michalowski. Weeks won the race. However, Weeks was able to respond with his arm because the run has not worked for Kings Park tonight.
Yeah, it's been a little bit tough to get things going. We've definitely seen more success offensively in the second half. Kings Park's been able to kind of get back to the things that have been successful in their wins up to this point. But, Westhampton is a very skilled, very big, strong, physical team. And they've been able to, do things on both sides of the ball to slow Kings Park down.
Kickoff from Schaefer. And we'll go into the end zone by no surprise. Well, crazier things have happened, but Kings Park's offense has been exciting in this home crowd. But when it rains, it pours, and it's starting to really come down here in the North Shore of Long Island. So this may take away the passing attack.
Yeah, it's going to be real difficult. They're probably expecting, this rain to kind of intensify a little bit over the next few hours. So really a tough time for this weather to kind of change here, as Kings Park would like to have a mix offensively of run and pass.
But we did talk to Coach O'Brien. His players love this weather. So let's see if they really show it, if it has any possible disadvantage, as Flynn goes nowhere, taken down by Schaefer for no gain. Remains at the 21, so a 1-yard pickup for Flynn.
Yeah, Coach talked about over the last few weeks having to practice in this kind of weather, and his boys are up to the task in dealing with it. Just a significant level of toughness, and you can see that even in that run that doesn't go for a big gain there. John Flynn is going to run the ball as hard as he possibly can all the way until that final whistle goes.
Screen pass, Flynn dodges 2 tacklers, and he'll finally be taken down at the 33 by Amademo, who has really been everywhere in the passing attack. And again, that hard-hitting safety that Sean Laughlin was talking about, big hit on Flynn, but ever moves the sticks for Kings Park.
Yeah, and you could see Flynn here swinging out from the backfield. And again, in a situation here, right, in a little bit of a lopsided score here late in the game, you could see Flynn running just as hard here late as he would on the first carry or the catch of the game.
And that was a design screen for Flynn with the damp hands and the wet ground. Flynn couldn't hold on. May have been able to get a first down, but second down coming up.
Second down.
Well, Coach Schonwaffel's got quite an adventure after this game tonight. He'll be going to the Navy and Air Force game tomorrow morning, waking up around 4 a.m. for a drive. And his daughter is the first fleet there, as Weeks will fling this down the field. And Grable had it, but I think Michalowski may have got a fingertip on it to disrupt the pass. So
yeah, if he does, it's really, really close. This is an excellent recovery by Weeks to pick up this football, throw this thing on a rope to the outside. That's a long throw for a high school quarterback to make. And if Michalowski got
rain.
Yeah, in the pouring rain, and if he got a hand on it, it was barely. It's almost right in the hands of Grable.
3rd and 10. And it goes into the flat, and Flynn can't hold on. That's the second drop on this drive, second drop in the last 3 plays, and they're not going to hesitate. They're going to punt it away.
Yeah, with a near miss and a couple of drops here to a very talented back and Flynn out of the backfield, Kings Park is going to punt the football here and play a little bit of field position.
Weeks will punt it away. Smith waits at his own 35. Low snap. Weeks a nice booming punt. And Smith will retrieve it at his own 38. He's got a whole left side of the field. Down the sideline, Munsinger's right there. Pagliano will tackle him on the other side of the 40. So a 20-yard kick return for Smith.
A troubled play here at the outset, and this is, again, probably another result of the weather that's now appeared here out in Kings Park, and it's a short snap. Weeks does an excellent job fielding that ball like a shortstop, getting the kick off, but looks like it almost outkicked the coverage a little bit and set up a big return for Westhampton to get right back into Kings Park territory at the 40.
There's not many times where Westhampton has had the ball not in their own territory to start a drive.
Yeah,
Mikulowski remains in the game even though Westhampton up by 26. You can hear it from outside on how hard it's raining here. So, direct snap to Riley Miller, and he actually loses yards. Now you have to watch out here late in the game. Bad weather, you do not want injuries to be a factor, especially in these type of circumstances, late in the game and late in the season.
Yeah, certainly, right. Both teams want this game to finish out, right? Whatever the result's going to be here. Again, Westhampton has a big point advantage, but you definitely want to leave this game as healthy as you possibly can for your Week 8.
It has become a typhoon, if you can see it on your screen. I know we got Kingsmen and Hurricanes, but it's cats and dogs on the field right now. So no Gambino, by no surprise. High snap, almost a disaster, as Schaefer will get right back to the line of scrimmage.
Westhampton fortunate enough to come down with this high snap, and somehow Mikulowski is able to go up and get it and still almost basically toss this ball.
Just to let you know, we are in October and not April.
He's able to toss this ball into Brody Schaefer's hands, and they're able to make some positive yards, but that could have been an absolute disaster.
The 3rd and 11, Mikulowski in the Wildcat. They've run this for the second time, and he scored on the first time. He'll go out to the left. He's got some space. He's got the sideline, and he stays on his feet. Shoestring tackle, and he's around the red zone at the 20. 21-yard pickup, Nolan Mikulowski. What can he not do tonight?
Yeah, here they have him in that Wildcat look, and you can see they've got that unbalanced formation with the two backs on the left side. They've got number 50, Aiden McDermott, in the backfield leading to the outside. Got a couple of big stalk blocks, including one by Michael LaRusso, who's also the kicker on the outside, making a big block.
So much versatility for this Westhampton team. Another Wildcat, Mikulowski. And he'll go outside, and he's dragged at the bottom. Dean Arena comes up with a big stop, only for a short gain for Nolan.
Yeah, to build on what you just said, you can see here that Westhampton, this roster is full of players willing to do whatever coach asks them to, changing position, having different roles, and doing it to the best of their ability. And you could see that there's, a strong support for each other on this roster.
The camaraderie there has been incredible. This will be 2nd and 9 from the 19. Handoff to Schaefer. And he's dragged by the jersey by a couple of yards. The tackle made by Shapiro, and he's been everywhere on defense. Their leading tackler tonight.
Yeah, Shapiro's done a really excellent job here.
Shapiro with the tackle. Third down for Westhampton.
Right there, Hauk was on the other side, and he hasn't really been a factor in the second half. Likely he has also been a little banged up.
Yeah, he's definitely, we've seen him limping around here since the first half. But again, he's the type of player that's not coming off the field anytime soon. He's certainly going to play to the end of this game for the rest of his Kings Park teammates.
So Riley Miller, the backup quarterback, now in. Handoff to Michalowski. And he gets about to the 16-yard line. Pick with 3 on the play. Barbosa was there along, was Bubek, the other captain. His first tackle of the night.
Michalowski gains 3. 4th and 1 for Westhampton.
4th and 1. We just need 1 yard. And they'll go nowhere. Michalowski trying to stretch. And this looks like a turnover on downs. Back to Kings Park. You can hear it upstairs from the defensive coordinator saying that Westhampton jumped early.
Turnover on downs.
Looked like there might have been a little bit of movement up front early. Works out here for Kings Park. Gets that penetration into the backfield, able to stop that run before it gets going. And like you said, leads to a turnover on downs in favor of Kings Park.
Pagliata and Egan were there to get Michalowski for only like the second time tonight he's been charged for a run on a loss. But there's only so much you can do.
Real tough. Your best chance to stop a talented back like him is to get him before he gets going.
There goes Aiden Barbosa. And he gets a positive gain into the 32, a pickup of 19 on the play. And we talked to Coach O'Brien. He's only a sophomore. He had a touchdown in homecoming last week. Whenever he gets the ball, it feels like he just makes a big play or can possibly go the whole way.
Yeah, absolutely. Been very impressed with him at 5'5", 140 pounds. Really good motor, really quick. Finds those cutbacks pretty early, and like you said, he's explosive. He's small. He's extremely shifty out of that backfield.
So Weeks will hand it off to Barbosa. Again, Barbosa's got the whole left side of the field, and he takes a tackle from Mackey. The ball does pop free, but was his knee down? No, he gets it right back.
You like this kind of run here right out of a sophomore again that's 140 pounds. He doesn't know he's 140 pounds. Watch him come around this corner here, lower his shoulder on the tackler there for another yard or 2 forward.
So that was Renna who got rolled up from behind. He seems to be okay. Thought it was Barbosa who took the lick, but Renna endured the worst of it, but he's still on the field. Actually, he's on the sideline, but he seems to be okay. So it'll be first down from the 41. Give it right back to Barbosa. Positive yards to the 46. 5-yard pickup for the sophomore. Continues to churn those legs.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see he gets through the hole pretty quick. He doesn't spend too much time in the backfield with the ball. Gets to the hole and then kind of works from there, feeling out those blocks as quick as he can. Makes the cut, trusts it, and again, keeps those legs churning so he can get himself some positive yards.
And Coach O'Brien said that he is one of the toughest players in the team, and his future is very bright. He's only going to grow from here. Handoff to Barbosa again. He finds those holes, and with his speed and his size, he's able to maneuver through it as he's just shy of midfield for a pickup of 4.
Yeah, Coach O'Brien said he's really committed to lifting in the weight room, which is going to be big, you know, as he does, you know, continue to take on more of a role here moving forward, right, with a bunch of seniors at a lot of the different skill positions.
So Matthew Corrado will check in at tailback. They need to get past midfield to the opposing side of the 49 to move the chains. It's 3rd and 2. And Corrado may have lost a couple of yards. In the backfield was Carter Gordon for the first time tonight. Made the stop. And do you even chance going for it here on 4th down with under 4 minutes left to go?
4th and 2.
Yep, looks like they're going to call in an offensive play here and go for it on 4th and 2 as we're getting late in the 4th. You could see Kings Park doing some substitutions here late.
So it will go to the tailback, gets the first down, and that is Matthew Corrado for the second time. Didn't get phased by the loss, and he'll move the chains with a gain of 9 on the play, and that moves it to the 43 in Westhampton territory.
Yeah, Matt Corrado, another sophomore up on this varsity roster.
Good blocking. Pancake block from Kassar.
Yeah, an excellent job there by Kings Park, letting Corrado make that corner.
There's Corrado again, breaking a tackle, and he'll get about a 2-yard pickup. Matthew Hebard got his first tackle of the game, number 30 for Westhampton.
Yeah, we've talked about this over the last few weeks. You know, these opportunities late in games to get players in that maybe haven't gotten as many snaps throughout the season for a couple of reasons. One, you certainly want to reward, you know, all the guys on this roster for all the work that they've been putting in from the summer and beyond. And you also want to see what you have in the future.
Corrado trying to get to the sticks. It looks like he got to the marker past the 33. Let's see where they mark it.
Corrado with a stiff arm on the sideline. That's very close to the marker.
You got to credit the blocking here from the outside. Flynn and even Vincent Jenna made a nice play ahead blocking. That was Jordan Bennett. And let's see, did he get the first down? He is just shy.
Yeah, pretty good job there at the point of the attack. That first level of the offensive line. A little bit longer stock block. A couple of those receivers on the outside. Corrado might go for a little bit more than that.
Corrado had to get 1 yard, if not, got back to the line of scrimmage. Christopher Morales able to stop Corrado in his tracks. His first tackle of the night. And it's 4th and 1. Last competitive play of the game likely right here. And if they can't convert, Westhampton will take a couple of knees and get their 5th win of the season. So Barbosa back in at tailback. Needs to get to the 33. Barbosa will get it, and he pushes off a couple of bodies, keeps moving his legs, and gets to the 25. A 9-yard pickup.
Barbosa bounces the run outside.
For the bulgy Barbosa.
Enough for a Kingsman first down.
He is unfazed. You can tell it in his face.
Yeah, loves these opportunities to go and get the football here up front. You can see a tremendous push by the offensive line, getting Westhampton on roller skates there, going backwards.
He bounces off Antonio Washington, who is 6 foot 180, and nowhere to go that time as Barbosa taken down. Second tackle for Hebard on this drive, and it's a loss of 2. And that will likely probably be the last play if Kings Park wants to run one more and see if they want to throw it. And they'll run it again to Barbosa, and he'll get probably a 2-yard pickup. 4 seconds left to go. And Westhampton comes into Kings Park and wins big 41-15 over the Kingsmen. Westhampton 5-2. They will play Half Hollow Hills West, who is second in the power rankings. And again, Westhampton, the offense we knew was there, but they really were clicking on all cylinders on all sides of the football.
Yeah, they responded very well, we said, to that tough loss to Sayville from last week, that 1-point loss. And they came in with something to prove here, and they played very, very well on both sides of the ball and special teams as well in the kick game and the return game. So very impressed by Westhampton. Both teams moving forward. Westhampton at 5-2 rolling into week 8. Kings Park now at 3-4 with still a lot to be decided between tonight's games, tomorrow's games, and next week.
Final score here from Westhampton, 41, Kings Park 15. A very special thank you to everybody here in TD Sports Video Production. Tom Bruno, Dave Stempkel, Jamie Burkhart, along with Nick Martone. I'm Jim Ferchland saying thank you for watching the Orlin Cohen Game of the Week on TD Sports Video Production. Westhampton wins 41-15.